Alright, we've had a few days since the last time I put out a video. Figured I'd better get on it. I've been working on some side projects, clearing out some band gear and stuff like that that I no longer use, and trying to make some space for maybe some machine tools in the addition of the shop down here. Anyway, in that time we've had a shop visit, let's see, Abby and Morgan. I think it was Abby's mom's car, but anyway, that she inherited. And it was a lime green, about a 73 Dart, I'm thinking. Anyway, we'll have some video of that we'll put up here. I've put on a dryer per the suggestion of Scott Reed to dry the air that's coming out on the work that I'm doing. And so we got that in there, tried that out, seems to work pretty good. The other thing is on the good fender, I'm going to call it the good fender, driver's side fender, the one that I didn't have to piece together. Found out after I painted it that there was a reel in here, and I'm not sure if this really picks up all that well, but with that, it was time for me to finally break down and get me a set of plenishing hammers. And so we did. Old Uncle Amazon helped us out, and Dramazon, whatever Derek Beery likes to call it. Anywho, we're going to get in here, do some sanding, and try to finish these fenders off, and then hopefully be able from there to move on to the running boards and other parts of the truck. So we'll put it on speed, time lapse, and we'll see you on the other side. Thanks so much. All right, so we got the plenishing hammer out and a dowel on the back side there, and I'm just kind of pounding the outside edge to knock that area down. I just couldn't believe that thing showed up, and it didn't show up until after I put the primer on the fender, for that matter. And you know, I've been kind of catching some heck from folks saying, "Hey, you don't want to rattle can stuff on there." So I'll try to avoid that in the future. But it did, in this case, kind of help me pick up on the fact that I had a reel that was sticking out on the fender that really didn't belong there. So I took the hammer with the dowel on the back side and kind of knocked it down a little bit. And so now I'm kind of getting things lined out with the compressors, which I recently went through, changed the oil on those guys, and cleaned them up, and then put the dryer on the green one as I showed you earlier. And so yeah, we're just kind of knocking down some of the parts that I see that need to have high spots knocked down. And I went from the 80 grit to the 150 grit on this, and I think that was a pretty good move because it really started kind of making things a lot smoother, and the level of orange peel and what have you that I had in the primer was just about right. So I was happy with what I got out of this as I was feeling the fender through making progress with the sanding stuff down on here. So on that one there, that is the good fender, the driver's side fender, and it doesn't have near as many problems as the fender that I put together out of two bob fenders, but yeah, there's some sin obviously that I'm needing to remove there, and so we're trying to get things knocked down and straightened out. Not worried about color variations at this point anymore. I'll wait to get the epoxy or a two-part primer on that later, and we'll shoot basically, I think, the whole truck when we get to that point. We got a gallon of that stuff that we got from Scott, and that should work out pretty good at the end, in preparation for paint when we get to that point, which is going to be a long way off, folks. I'm not going to kid you none. I am slow. I don't get a whole lot done. I'm not like Brent Hoytank up there in Steinbach, Canada. Gosh, that guy really turns out some content. I can't believe the amount of content he turns out and the amount of work that he puts out. He's a human dynamo. Just nothing but praise here from here, Brent. You really put out some seriously good content, and I learn a lot from watching guys like him. You're liable not to learn anything from me in these videos, but at least I got a way of documenting what this truck's gonna
eventually come together to be by doing these videos. And it's not too much difficulty in putting together this content to throw up to YouTube and let folks know what's going on with the 36 if they're even halfway curious. So at this point, yeah, just continuing on to try to knock down the high spots. I'm kind of doing a little hand work here with just a piece of sandpaper to on the reel again. Whenever I get to the reel, a lot of that it usually is just nothing more than hand work. And so took the DA and I'm kind of working in the curve on the inside edge here, trying to straighten it out as well. But again, going back to the hand work there, as you see. This was really nice working out in the backyard. I could really see the sunshine was wonderful here in the loop, and we got some good sunshine. I should have been out there yesterday already, but had other things I was working on then. So, we get to stuff as we get to stuff. Now that I'm retired, I can work on stuff when I want to. And so, yeah, and just kind of going overall, the whole Fender with just doing some hand work here. Again, I'm not too worried about that inside edge because that's where it butts up to the bed of the truck. So, again, I'm going to have a beaded piece of material that kind of buffers between the fender and the bed, and that'll cover a lot of sin. And so I don't expect that I'll have to really spend a whole lot of time on that. Now, this is the passenger side fender. This fender was made out of 2 bobbed fenders, and I won't be going over this as hard. I guess I really got a lot of the sin out on this more than I expected. I don't think I spent way too much time on this guy. But you can see I'm already doing the hand sanding at this point. And that, again, is on that inside edge. And working the reel on the back side there. Again, doing it by hand is really pretty much the best way to go about it. Really checking things by hand, seeing how it's going. I'm seeing a little bit of deformations in this area here, so I ran the DA a little bit, tried to knock it down. And what I found was these were porous bubbles and stuff like that from a previous era of Bondo before the recent work that I've done on this fender. So I'm going to have to go over that and fill that in, and you'll see me filling that in here in a little bit. Again, working the reel, just doing it by hand, really feeling things, trying to find out where the deformations are at so I can kind of concentrate on where the problem areas are on the fender. So at this point, I think I've pretty well got it to where I want it, kind of knocking down some of the excess dust and what have you. Still finding some more, feeling around, trying to find any areas that are bad. And I'm taking a marker here and kind of marking areas that I think need some attention so that I can concentrate on those once I have the palette of goop made up here. So now I'm starting in on making some Bondo up for those areas that are deficient. Back outside, here we are. Again, I really love the sunlight. I was really impressed with how well that really lit things up. I mean, you just can't beat it. And as far as the filming goes, you don't have the lights blinking, the LED lights blinking like crazy, so that doesn't bother you. So the light for the end product of what you're getting to look at here on the video is actually even a lot better too. Had some of it blow up on me, so I needed a little bit more, mixed a little bit more up to apply to the other fender as well, and try to get all the deficient areas covered at least. Again, marking the fenders with that magic marker ahead of time really helped me kind of key in on the areas that were deficient, like right away. So I didn't have a whole lot of waste or a whole lot of time out there, because I was applying the hardener quite heavy on this so that I could sand stuff on the same day and not gum up a bunch of sandpaper in the DA. At this point, I'm noticing that the dryer is really working on that green hose. That green compressor is the one that has the dryer on it. And thanks again to Joel Harrison. Joel helped me out by giving me that. Ah, gosh, I think he gave that to me about 20 years ago. And finally, I put the fittings on it and put it on today. And it's like, why did you not do this sooner? So it's nice. I'm going to get one for the other compressor as well. And eventually, when I set up a nice vertical compressor in the shop, I'll make sure it has a dryer. Scott was telling me that I really kind of need to look at maybe getting an oilless compressor as well, which makes sense. I mean, that way I got something that works, gives me every advantage possible that I can to try to put good primer and good paint on vehicles if I'm doing any work on them. And I don't see the extra cost involved with that as being something that would be exorbitant to the point where I wouldn't want to do it. And as poor a body man as I am, I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, 2008 with not even 30,000 miles on it yet. I bet that's a lot of fun. You still trying to sell it?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody will know how to drive a stick. Only the people that really know how to have fun with a car know how to drive a stick anymore. Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous.
I like the colors.
Yeah. No, it looks cool. It goes well with that gray.
Yeah.
I like it.
So here we are back to the fenders, just doing a little bit of final touch-up work. Just really kind of feeling over everything, seeing what we got here. And I think I'm about ready to call it a day on these guys. I've spent so much time on trying to get these straight that...
Okay, so I do not do very perfect work. Okay, so I don't do very perfect work, but this is the status of the fenders. There is still a little sin in them, but for the most part, they're a heck of a lot better than they used to be. So that's pretty much where I'm going to call it on these guys. And then I'm going to wait to put any primer back on it with the when I prime everything. But I think these fenders are going to go on the shelf, and we're going to pull the running boards off next. They shouldn't be too bad. There is some rust on them. Some areas that need a little bit of attention, but overall I don't think they're too bad. We'll rip those off the sides here, and let me show you these guys. They're some divots, what have you. Maybe by shining it that way you can kind of see that it just needs a little smoothing. That one there is really, I think that one's in pretty good shape. This one here you can see has got some divots, especially right up front there, and those are probably weld spots for the frame parts below. But you can see on the back side here, somebody's done some plenishing. That might have been me, for all that matter. Then there's some rust back in that area there that, just surface rust that you can take out with some Bondo. And but really working between the reels should be the only difficult factor on these. They're not in that bad a shape. They're pretty straight pieces in general, so we should be able to make pretty good work out of that. So thanks again, everybody. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and
checking out, see what's going on. You're helping to get me motivated. I haven't been motivated on this truck, but by getting out here and doing a little bit of filming and what have you and putting this up to YouTube, I know I'm going to have to start turning out some content for too long if I want to finish this truck in this decade at least. So thanks again. We'll talk at you next time.